In today's episode of Bill and Frank's Guilt-Free Pleasures, we return to the Genesis extended universe.
And while we're visiting this universe, I update my Tinder account.
And we revisit our Hallmark category, where our protagonist wrestles a 500-pound hog to win 500 pounds and make the miracles happen.
This is our discussion on All I Need Is a Miracle by Mike and the Mechanics. Bill, I might shock you a little bit here with this next statement. I have done an absurd amount of planning and giving a lot of forethought into our recording for this evening.
This does take me by surprise.
Yes. The song is very big and very important to you. All I Need Is a Miracle, Mike and the Mechanics.
Yes.
I understand, yes, it is Genesis adjacent and in the larger sort of Genesis universe.
Yes, much like the Marvel universe, there's also a Genesis universe.
Yes, I understand all of that. And I understand that you are going to go off on tangent after tangent after tangent, talking about Genesis, Phil Collins, the gated reverb snare, and all of those sort of things. So what I have done in preparation for this episode is I have lined up all my Tinder contacts. And I'm just going to respond to all of them. And I'm just going to let you do your thing. And I think this is the way that I get through this episode.
Okay, well, you know what I need? I think I need a miracle to keep you on track.
I should let everyone know I do really, really like this song. But I also know that there are going to be trails that you're going to be running down that I have heard. And not that they're not interesting, but I've,
Yeah, you say no more. They're interesting. Of course, you're not going to be distracted. I got so many great things to say. But first, I want to start by recounting the story of when I brought this up to you to do this song. It was our last recording with Dave Kitchen here.
Yeah.
And when I played it for you, Kitch immediately went, yes, that's the song.
Yeah.
Because we talk a lot about what we're doing here as a podcast, and we kind of move in and out of a definition of a guilt-free pleasure. But I feel this one really is in the pocket here.
Yeah.
As they say in the jazz world, which I actually realize I don't really know what that means. I think it has to do with playing, but this lands in the pocket like at a pool table.
Yeah,
but not the black one, because you lose, right? But it's one of the other colors.
No, that's the last one you put down.
Right, okay. But my neighbor, I'm not going to lose myself in the analogy. What I am going to say is I mentioned this to my neighbor, Kyle, my friend Kyle, and he immediately went, oh no, don't sing that song again. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that song. That song drives me nuts. And then I knew we had picked the perfect song.
Mike and the Mechanics are an interesting group in the sense that, and we'll get into their history, but they're better known for The Living Years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are we going to do that one day?
You talked about all the Mike and the Mechanics songs and all the Genesis songs and all the Phil Collins songs. You listed about 14 songs just on Friday when we were at our friend Stu's place for a Christmas party. And you mentioned about 14 songs in the Genesis universe that we were going to do.
Perfect. Okay. I just didn't remember I'd said that. But yes, okay, we will do The Living Years at some point when we're emotionally ready for it.
Yeah. Can I just ask that maybe once we can do another Toe the Wet Sprocket song? Maybe?
You can definitely ask that. That's definitely an open ask. You can ask. So let's talk Mike and the Mechanics. First, we have to go back to a little band called Genesis. We've talked Genesis a lot before, and we know about Peter Gabriel leaving Genesis in that early prog rock years to kind of end a sort of era for them. Phil Collins ends up taking over as lead vocalist, but there are two kind of mainstays in that band, Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks, who have been in it the whole time, right? Even for Calling All Stations, which we're not going to talk about today.
Yeah, and that was the guy from Extreme that sang... No, not Extreme.
That's not funny. You're trying to compare this to Van Halen. It's Ray Wilson, who's from other like post-prog bands. Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks, you see Frank from Genesis, they end up doing their own solo albums in the late 70s when Phil Collins is trying to get his marriage set right.
Yeah.
It's going to lead to In the Air Tonight, just so you know, okay? Both Tony Banks and Mike Rutherford put out solo albums, but they don't really do much of anything. One is called Small Creeps Day, I think. Do you have that in front of you there? Small Creeps?
No,
you're right on your phone right now, huh? All right.
This woman likes animals and puzzles. So
Okay. Well, that's not scary. So
it's a morning person. I'm going to have to swipe left on that one.
Okay, all right. Well, Mike Rutherford, anyways, his first solo album doesn't do a lot. Sounds very proggy. It's called Small Creeps Day, I'm pretty sure. And then his next one is called Acting Very Strange, which didn't really do much. I mean, it charted in the UK and Canada, but no one really talks about it. And for Acting Very Strange, it was very strange because Mike Rutherford tried to sing.
Yes.
And it's not great. I mean, I can't really tell. Like, rock vocals to me can kind of just disappear, but it wasn't anything that was going to elevate his music. And so, don't worry, Frank, we're here.
I was going to say, I read that Mike Rutherford said with the next album, well, there's no way I'm singing again. Like, there's absolutely no way I'm doing that.
He realized his strength was not his voice.
Yes.
So he goes back with Genesis. They do an album called Abacab, which was the quote-unquote departure disc. It was really kind of weird. And they were starting to experiment with various sounds.
Yeah.
And they got enamored with computer programming and synthesizers. The album was successful. Then they did Genesis, a self-titled album. There's more poppy stuff going on there. It sold really well. And then Phil Collins is going off to do his solo thing. And Mike Rutherford is now leaving with a lot of confidence. Like you said, he knows he doesn't want to sing anymore. And he ends up hooking up with, he's got a co-writer named B.A. Robertson, who he writes a bunch of songs with. But then the record company sets him up with this other producer, Christopher Neal.
Yeah.
And Christopher Neal comes into this story. I think you have it there in that Guardian article. He's in a health retreat or in a farm. Is that right?
Yeah, he was at a farm or a wellness farm is what they called it, or a health farm, something like that, because he had just finished a 9-month stint producing another album, and it really took its toll on him.
Interestingly, the Guardian didn't say who it was, and neither of us thought to do research on who he was working with.
No, I was lining up my Tinder contacts.
Oh, okay, right. So you weren't doing there. He did work with another artist we featured already, Sheena Easton.
Yes,
he produced Morning Train.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he was exhausted from working with whoever he was working with for 9 months. And while he was at this wellness farm, which is very funny to me, I'm not sure if they're petting chickens or whatever, he was given a tape from Mike Rutherford that said, well, check out what's on here. And so he got bored really quickly at the farm and then just listened through the whole tape and then found this chorus for the song we're doing today. And it was, All I Need Is a Miracle. And he ends up writing all the verses for it. And so this is why the verses and the chorus they connect, but there are different sort of things.
Yeah.
And so this song is ready before the band has been formed.
And further on that, I guess Mike Rutherford, he just recorded everything. So it was any little idea that popped into his head was going down on this cassette. So I can imagine he had probably more than one of them.
Oh, yes.
It sounds like he had a lot.
It would be hilarious to hear all the different ideas they have, because I threatened you with bringing a 17-minute YouTube video where someone finds these Genesis floppy disks, going through all the different sounds they hear on there.
Yeah.
And then one of the sounds was the drum machine that they use for this song.
Yeah.
Took us about 7 minutes to get there in that video, but I'm not going to do that to you.
Yeah,
Instead,
appreciate that.
We have Mike Rutherford's voice on this song. And I think when people first heard it, they didn't hear a hit at all.
No.
They just heard a voice they didn't like. But he gathers together a pretty powerhouse unit. So in the band, we'll just talk about the vocalists, I guess, to kind of start. You might have more names there. We have Paul Carrack, who's already a big deal in terms of his own brushes with success. He was in the band Ace, and he wrote, I think, and was the vocal on How Long Has This Been Going On?
Yeah.
And then he briefly was in Squeeze.
Squeeze, Tempted by the Fruit of Another.
Right, he's saying that. And that apparently only went to like number 51.
Yeah, which is bonkers to me.
Because it got played all the time in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So he did that song. And now he's going to show up on this, and he's the first single, which is Silent Running. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah,
Can you?
yeah.
That's Paul Carrack. So he's already done that. He's going to do The Living Years, which goes to number 1. And he's got a bunch of things. You know I want to do a Paul Carrack month. And the look on your face wasn't as inviting as me saying, hey, let's do Toad the Wet Sprocket month.
Well, yeah, because that would be amazing. I think that's what the public really want to hear.
Right. Okay.
We can call it Amphibians in Industry because of toads and sprockets.
Oh, very, very clever. Very clever.
I'm a clever guy.
You are. Now, Paul Carrack has the golden voice, they say, or they also said he could sing the Yellow Pages. Did you read that?
No, but I've heard that before.
Yeah.
My hand's up because I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah.
Paul Carrack doesn't sing on this song. So when are we actually going to talk about the vocalist
this is the
on
setup, Frank. Listen closely. He's the man with the golden voice, Paul Carrack. He tempts you to the fruit of another. But for this song, which is very strange to me, Mike Rutherford felt he needed a rock and roll voice. And I just don't feel that this voice is a super rock and roll voice. But this leads us to the other vocalist.
So the other vocalist who's also the other Paul Young.
Yeah, the other Paul Young. Not Paul Young who did Every Time You Go Away, which we've already done. This is a different Paul Young.
Yes.
And so he finds Paul Young because a drummer in another band told him about this guy, who was in a band called Sad Cafe, which is quite popular in the UK in like the late 70s. And so he calls this guy up, and his wife, so they interviewed the wife of Paul Young, and she said they were like in poverty because Sad Cafe had kind of fallen apart, the band. And as it always seems to go, manager had ripped him off a ton of money and gave him a bad deal. And so they're just scraping paycheck to paycheck. And when they got the call, Paul Young didn't believe Mike Rutherford was calling him. So Mike Rutherford had to call 3 times before they believed him. And then they had to scrape together and borrow money to get him a train ticket to go do the tryout in London.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
So this is like a miracle that was needed in Paul Young's life. Gets to the studio, they love his voice, and the rest, as they say, is history. All right, I made it, but you want to talk about the other members of the band, right?
Well, there's more than just those 3, right? There's also Adrian Lee on the keyboards, which plays very prominently in this song.
True.
And there's the other drummer that Mike Rutherford plays with.
Peter Van Hook.
Yes.
Now, the reason why I didn't really know a lot about Peter Van Hook is for this song, which I got out of that 17-minute Genesis video, it's a drum machine.
Yeah, it's programmed on the pads. He's still drumming, though.
He might be, but I feel like they already had that sound, so he does the drumming in the video and all that.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling a lot of this is already done. I don't want to diss Mr. Van Hook, but I guess that's what we do here.
Well, that's what you do.
Yeah, that's right. And Paul Carrack, who I know you're like, I can't believe he's going to keep talking about Paul Carrack. You thought I'd talk about Phil Collins.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I know. Oh, I'm saving that one. But Paul Carrack actually played like organ. He does like session musicians. So do you remember Something the Way You Look Tonight by Elton John?
Yeah.
Paul Carrack's playing the organ in that.
Okay, I can believe that.
So that's why I feel like in the band, I'm like, why didn't you just put Paul Carrack on keys? Because they have him faking the bass in the video. He doesn't play bass at all. So there we go. We got our history of the song, history of the band.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You just smashed those all together.
You got that right, Frank. I bet you weren't expecting that.
I'm going to give you credit here because that was a relatively efficient, but also winding, inefficient story through the band and
Paul Carrack's life.
Yes. And Paul Young's life.
Well, Paul Young is kind of a great character in this because when you look at the pictures of the band, there's 3 guys who look like they're maybe playing at your local pub on a Friday night. And then there's the rocker.
Yeah.
Who may also be playing at that pub too, but he's got the look.
Yeah. And he looks like, if I can bring this back to 1980s wrestling, Rick the Model Martel.
Yeah, he's going to spray that thing in your eyes and make you go blind like he did Jake the Snake Roberts.
Exactly, yeah. He definitely has that rock star look.
Right. And so when is this, 86?
86, yes.
So he passed away, unfortunately, in the year 2000 of a heart attack. He was only 53.
Yeah.
So he would have been then maybe 38 or 39, which is older in the rock star era, right, I guess? So they're all in their mid-30s, I think, at this point. It's hard to tell in that picture.
Paul Young was born in 47, so he would have been 39.
Yes, that's right, 39. Yeah. And the others, are they mid to late 30s then?
Paul Carrack was 35, and Mike Rutherford was 36, yeah. they've already had their rock star lives, basically, right?
I mean, they all look like dads who might have shown up on like a grade 5 or 6 like outing, right? Like you're playing hockey or something, and the dads come out to play. They all look like dads to me.
Oh, absolutely, they do. Yes.
Yeah. All right, I think it's time we jump into the song. Don't worry, I have lots to say, Frank. I'm just saving it.
It's okay. I got a lot of contacts to go through still.
Yeah.
We're good. I got things to do.
Okay. This is very odd opening in terms of our era. Back then, maybe not so much, but still, it takes 49 seconds before you hear anyone sing on this song.
Yeah, and I think maybe Mike Rutherford's reverting back to his prog rock sort of roots.
Oh, yeah. It's not quite Supper's Ready.
No.
But we definitely have a lot of atmosphere going on.
Yes.
It's almost kind of creepy to me at the beginning because Silent Running was the first single.
Yeah.
And that had a sci-fi feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind doing that when we do our sci-fi month, Frank.
Are we doing a sci-fi month too?
I got lots of plans. This is a nice sort of follow-up where you have that kind of not quite spooky music, but something's awry.
It is atmospheric, like you said. And you had mentioned this to me, and I never picked up on it, but you asked, what are they singing right at the beginning? There's some vocals that are happening there in the background.
Yeah.
And it's unintelligible lyrics. You can't hear what they're saying, but that makes it creepy.
It does. Let's play it here. Let's give a little sample, and let's see if we can figure out those lyrics.
Yeah.
Just in case you miss it, Frank, this is strange. I can come to this later. But they re-recorded it in 96 for a reason I don't understand. But they actually included that part at the beginning but made it more intelligible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very odd to me.
Huh.
Okay, I think I got it. It was,
okay. So they got David Lee Roth to scat, is what you're telling me.
Totally. That's right. I think because he just left Van Halen.
Yeah.
But I hear the
Yeah. I don't think it's actually words. I think it's just sounds and noises that they're making. But it is vocals.
Yeah, and it might have been where they were using part of the song, and then they just played on the EQ.
Maybe they played it backwards.
Oh, that's why it made me think bad thoughts.
Yeah.
Thank goodness my youth group didn't get a hold of that.
Oh, yeah.
That's that part of the opening. And then we get a little more keys or synths, and you still have the...
So, a foghorn.
Yeah. And you feel like it's building towards something, which, of course, is the song.
Yeah.
I guess we should jump into verse 1?
Yep.
All right, here's verse 1. I said, go if you want to go, stay if you want to stay. I didn't care if you hung around me. I didn't care if you went away. And I know you were never right. I'll admit, I was never wrong. I could never make up my mind. I made it up as I went along.
I said, go if you wanna go, stay if you wanna stay. I didn't care if you hung around me. I didn't care if you went away. And I know you were never right. I'll admit I was never wrong. I could never make up my mind. I made it up as I went along.
I think it's fairly obvious that this is a guy that is completely indifferent. Really doesn't care one way or another. At least this is what he's saying.
Yeah, and he's barely making sense to me. I know you were never right. I'll admit I was never wrong. Is that him just being like a jerk face or a child?
Yeah, I think it's kind of his ego saying, like, listen, you were never right. I'll let you know that I was never wrong. So this kind of comes into that I'm too cool for school persona here. It's like,
Which-
go if you want to go, stay if you want to stay. I really don't care.
Paul Young does have that cool look when he's wearing those jeans.
Oh, yeah, and those aviators?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's got the black leather jacket, but it's kind of high rise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is just establishing the main character of the song.
right. And I guess that leads then to the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
And though I treated you like a child, and he was kind of speaking like a child back there.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss you for the rest of my life.
And though I treated you like a child, I'm gonna miss you for the rest of my life.
Now, Frank, I purposely said life because he says it in the song.
Yeah.
And it makes life feel so long.
So he's dragging it on. He's dragging life out. What's the purpose, do you think?
I think it builds us up to his own crisis, right?
Okay.
Which is going to lead to that chorus. But I treated you like a child. I'm going to miss you for the rest of my life, which is a sort of a future for him that he knows is bleak and sad, even though the song feels very happy.
Oh, it's very poppy, yes.
But that line there, I am going to, he knows he's in trouble. But
In that Guardian article, Christopher Neal has some things to say that I don't necessarily want to repeat because of the salty language, perhaps.
it's crazy.
But basically, he's saying the song's all about a guy that has been treating his girl improperly. And then as soon as she leaves, he realizes, I've made a huge mistake.
Right.
And he wants her back.
Right.
This kind of sounds a little familiar.
Yeah. That immediately made me think that I made the wrong mixtape. But he wants her back, but he's blown it. And so he needs something. And this sets up the chorus that is just so perfect to me. I love this. This is the power of the song.
Yeah.
Here we go. Chorus time. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you.
All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you.
And there's something to be said of the power of three because he's repeating it 3 times.
Yep. Yep.
And there's the big 3s in history. Godfather 3, the best of the 3. There's,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
yeah.
Yep.
There's that third Sutter brothers that played in the NHL.
I didn't expect you to go this way with your 3 comment, but sure. But there's also some great 3s. Police Academy 3,
Well, yeah.
Lethal Weapon 3, Back to the Future 3.
Were those great?
Well, no, I guess. Well, they're better than Godfather 3.
Well, yeah, there's that too, yeah.
Okay, wait. Let's stay on track here. All he needs is a miracle. It's very funny the way it's put together. You know what? All I need is a miracle.
Yeah.
I love how it's just put that way. All I need is a miracle.
Yeah.
All I need is you.
I don't need much.
Yeah.
I just need a miracle.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like that line in All I Want for Christmas is You by Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I don't need much for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is you. So you aren't much. In Mariah Carey's mind, anyways.
Right. I feel this goes back to I don't know much.
But I know I love you.
Yeah, Lyndon Ronstadt. Well, there's a lot going on here. But the all I need just simply is a miracle. I feel like it's a guy in Vegas is like, all I need is to
Yeah.
roll snake eyes.
No, you don't want to roll snake eyes.
That's not good?
No, that's bad.
You want double 6s?
I think you want double 7s. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Or you wanted to add up to 7. I don't know how craps works. All I
Right.
know is,
You need a miracle.
yeah, you need a miracle and snake eyes is bad.
Okay. I also like that they use symmetry here. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. So she is a miracle.
Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but it's also that statement of desperation where it wasn't until she left that you realize, like, oh, crap, she was the best thing for me. I treated her so poorly, and realistically, you don't deserve her back.
That is true. That's why he needs a miracle. And you just led perfectly into verse 2.
Oh, I did that on purpose.
Oh, okay. Here he goes. I never had any time, and I never had any call, but I went out of my way just to hurt you, the one I shouldn't hurt at all. I thought I was being cool, yeah. I thought I was being strong, but it's always the same old story. You never know what you've got till it's gone.
I never had any time, and I never had any call, but I went out of my way just to hurt you, for one I shouldn't hurt at all. I thought I was being cool, yeah, I thought I was being strong, but it's always the same old story. You never know what you got till it's gone.
The lyrics are pretty basic. Like, there's
Yeah.
not a lot to analyze. I like some of the lines, but it services the song to move you to the chorus.
Yeah.
But it's pretty straightforward. I never had any time. I never had any call. Actually, I don't know what that means. I never had any call.
Any reason?
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay. These are British terms I don't get.
Yeah.
But I went out of my way just to hurt you, the one I shouldn't hurt at all, which is very simple sort of line. But
Yeah.
he actually tried to hurt her in his, at least the way he's looking back on it. He thought he was being cool, but he didn't know what he had.
And that's the end of that verse. You never know what you got till it's gone. And for someone who doesn't traffic so often in relationships and everything, it makes no sense to me. When you have a great girl or you have a great other and you treat them poorly, and it's like, oh, I didn't realize what I had until they were gone. It's like, no, that person was right in front of you the entire time and you just took it for granted.
Yeah. Hey, that's really great, Frank. I love the sympathy you had for me when I broke up with Ashley that first time and then I had to fight my way back.
Okay, that was in your 20s.
Yes, that's true.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking back at someone who is closing in at 50.
Right. Okay. All right.
So,
All right.
yeah.
But this song does mimic my own ridiculous dating past.
Yes.
You know, miracles do happen. Oh, that's my ender. Wait, Frank. I'm going to do that at the very end.
Wait. Oh, that's why this song seems so familiar. This is your life.
Yeah, I was singing it all the time back before I got back together with Ashley.
Yeah.
Except mine was more like a very sad, mournful one.
And that kind of leads us back into that pre-chorus.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like you said, the verses are just a function to get to
Exactly.
the chorus.
Yeah.
But that pre-chorus, I like the little change in that one.
Totally. If I ever catch up with you, I'm going to love you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which now is focused on her.
Yes.
Because before it was, and though I treated you like a child, I'm going to miss you for the rest of my life. But now it's shifted. If I ever, which now has this hope, right? If I ever catch up with you, because now he's chasing her.
Yeah.
He's now humbling himself, right? He's now running after her.
Well, yeah, now that the good thing is gone and
Yeah.
he realizes, oh, shoot,
Yeah,
I'm a dummy.
that's right. I'm going to love you for the rest of your life. So he's coming to
Yeah.
get her.
Well, I like that too because it implies that he's buying life insurance for her. And then when she dies, he'll still love the money, but he won't love her anymore because she's dead.
That's the worst reading ever of a song in history. Thank you for killing our podcast.
Good thing I have life insurance on it.
If I ever catch up with you, I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life.
And then we go to chorus, and now we have some echoes in the chorus. I think Rutherford still has a bit of vocal left in him, as does my man Paul Carrack.
Yeah.
All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. It might be Paul Young too. And then they repeat and repeat.
Mhm.
It's 3, but with the other all I need is a miracles, that's 2 halves. So it's almost like 4.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you.
What I like in the choruses, though, is the first two are all I need is a miracle, all I need is you. But then the last one, all I need is a miracle, all I need is you. There's a punch up, there's
Yeah.
an exclamation at the end.
Yeah. It doesn't feel hopeless anymore.
He does the same thing in the first chorus as
Yeah.
well. It's that emotional plea.
Yeah. You know what's going to make all the difference, though, to get there? you need an instrumental break.
Yes.
And you mentioned this today when we were talking earlier about the keys. Who does this remind you of?
It reminds me of the keyboards that run throughout Valerie by Steve Winwood.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that I was correct in that. So I listened to that a bunch of times today. And yeah, there is a very, very similar feel with those keys. We should probably play the keys a little bit here. Yeah, the keyboards have that, I don't even know how to describe it, almost like a squeal?
Yeah, but it's sort of joyful
Yeah.
squeal, like a sort of squeal when you've blown up a balloon and let a little bit of it out.
Sure.
I was also looking just at that Mike Rutherford, like he does in Genesis, played all the electric guitars and the bass.
Oh, okay.
So the bass you're hearing in the electric guitars, that's all Mike Rutherford.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear a little bit of that there. In the background, the way he plays guitar isn't like a typical electric guitar. It's kind of making more of a like atmospheric hits. I think this is because when he was in Genesis, you see, Frank, he was the bass player while Steve Hackett was a fancy guitar man.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, back to these Valerie-esque keys.
It breaks up the song enough and you jump back to that pre-chorus chorus. But with a slight little, is there a key change there?
Yes, I was wondering because I wasn't sure if there was two different key changes or this was the first key change. And then I wondered if I really knew what a key change was because it felt almost subtle to me.
I know early on in the podcast, we really struggled with what a key change was. And then I think we talked about it enough that we felt confident. I still don't think we knew what it was. And I still don't think we know what it is.
Right. I think we're now like Wile E. Coyote, but we don't look down. So we're still walking on air.
Yeah, we're walking on sunshine here.
And we want to feel good.
Yes.
You're right. He repeats, if I ever catch up with you, I'm going to love you for the rest of your life. And then it's chorus time. All I need is a miracle. And he's going to go on and on and on and on because it's going to lead us to the outro.
If I ever catch up with you, I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I
Oh my goodness. What an ender for a 9 or 10-year-old listening to this song. And you're driving in whatever car your parents had at the time.
Yeah.
And this is playing on the radio. And
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
joyful.
Yeah.
Even though,
It's about a depressing topic because the guy's girl left him and he's realizing that he was such a jerk to her. And it's a song of self-realization.
it's a lot like Mary's Prayer. Remember that one by Danny Boy?
No, Danny Wilson.
Yeah, I like calling him Danny Boy. though.
Okay. Yeah.
The stars. Anyways, it's the Hail Mary. It's, you've lost something and he needs a miracle, but somehow it's lifting you up. And this is what Chris Neal mentions in that Guardian article. If you're driving, it's suddenly a happy song. But if you think about it a different way, it's a much sadder song.
Yeah, exactly.
But I must say, listening to that outro, I think they're getting back together.
Okay. I'm on the fence about that because the guy was such a jerk and he's like, go if you want to go, stay if you want to stay. I really don't care. And then she leaves. He's like, oh no, I didn't think you were actually going to do it. I need you back. I need this miracle. I don't know if he deserves her. I don't know anything about her. She hasn't shown up on my Tinder hits at all. But I still feel after reading the lyrics and understanding the song that I don't think he deserves her.
No, he doesn't. But she doesn't show up on your Tinder because she's with him.
Well, yeah, because she's a good person. She didn't jump right back into the dating pool. She needs some time to process all this.
We're all about redemption here at Guilt Free Pleasures. This guy's going to be
I don't know
redeemed.
if I am on this one.
This poor dude. We are going to get to a Hallmark movie on this, though.
Oh, probably, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe the music video will shed light on the plot of this story. What do you think, Frank?
The video has so many issues.
It's incredible.
I will say that this song is a perfect movie montage song.
Definitely. I mean, if not a montage, it's definitely a 20-minute workout song to me. I picture, as soon as it opens, Mike Rutherford running out in a full gray jumpsuit with the red headbands and the red armbands and doing jumping jacks with the crowd. That's what I see.
I would love to see him pump up a crowd that way.
Yeah, it definitely is that. Now, the video, well, it's the second of a trilogy of videos because you have Silent Running ends this bizarre moment where this kid disappears. It's kind of creepy. And the mom's watching him disappear. Oh. And then the camera goes up into the night sky.
Yeah.
And then in this video, it opens with this camera going up into the night sky, then coming back down to them finishing the song Silent Running at a pub or bar. They call it pub in England, I guess. Yeah. And so that's the opener.
The story of the video is the manager of the band decides to go to the bar owner who has a bunch of muscle around him.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, I think we should settle up. You said $250 for the night. There's all this dialogue that's happening. And the bar owner says to him, well, you didn't really draw anyone in. Look, the place is half empty. I don't care if it was at the last second, but I think you owe me money, about £500.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, how does that work? Your wife's a musician.
Yeah.
If she had an agreement and went to a bar or a pub and sang, she wouldn't have to pay to do that.
No, but you know what? Bar owners can be difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name the local bar where this happened at, where there's a friend of ours who was in a band, a pretty famous band in the area.
Mm-hmm.
He performed at a restaurant. Tons of people came out. And then the bartender tried to stiff him on the bill, so to speak, like wouldn't give him money.
Yeah.
And then you need to have in your band muscle to threaten or almost be ready to throw down with the bar people, and then you'll get your money. But it actually doesn't throw down at bars.
No.
It's not the jazz scene.
Yeah. So now this almost hapless manager is forced to try to find money to pay the bar that his band was playing at.
And he's got kind of a look that reminds me of a cross between Boss Hogg and that Big Daddy, whatever his name is, from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Papio Daniels.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, but it's just this sort of...
but he's really hapless, right? Like
he's just hapless.
Yeah. So he's trying to find this money. He leaves the bar, and this is where it went even more sideways for me, is he leaves the bar, and he's holding his wallet out in front of him with two hands, and this guy on a bike just goes and steals his wallet.
Right.
So now he has to chase down this bike to try to find his wallet, which has money in it, presumably.
Right.
He finds the bike sitting outside a restaurant, goes down to the basement where they're playing mahjong.
Right.
And he's fighting with the street tough who stole his wallet. The money flies out onto the table, places a bet, and he ends up winning a ton of cash.
Right.
But now the street thug has his friends surround him and takes all the money from the manager.
And then they pick him up and toss him gently onto the steps with his wallet.
Yes, exactly.
His empty wallet. And then a poor dog comes by to give him comfort.
Yeah.
And he happily pets the dog. And then the dog's owner comes by, who's so thrilled that he found his dog, he gives him more than £500.
Yeah. So here's Roy, the hapless manager, who runs back to the pub, gives the money to the bar owner.
Yeah.
And then gives the rest to Mike Rutherford and said, here, you pay the boys. And then Mike Rutherford exclaims, well, that's an easy way to make a living. Not knowing what Roy just went through. And if I haven't mentioned it already, the manager's name is Roy.
Right. Yeah, that's the end of it. I mean, while this is going on, you got to see the band playing, right? You got Paul Carrack pretending to play bass. You have Paul Young doing his cool frontman thing. He's not wearing glasses. He wears glasses for Top of the Pops. If you got to see any of the Top of the Pops videos.
Yeah, I didn't see them.
They're fantastic. I got to play it. But he's doing his thing. And then there's Mike Rutherford just doing the Mike Rutherford, hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Here I am. And they're having fun. Looks like the crowd's liking it. I think they're making money at the bar. I don't know what's up with the guys stealing the £500.
Yeah, I don't know. But it also reminded me of the video for Hands to Heaven by Breathe.
Yeah.
Because that had these little sketches in them. And I don't understand what it is with British videos from the 80s that had these humorous little sketches that are parts of these videos.
Right. I feel like they don't get what music videos are about, or they do, and they're like, listen, these guys aren't going to be like sex symbols or anything, so we're just going to go and lean in on comedy.
Yeah.
At least they didn't go with spitting image puppet.
Well, that's true, yes.
Now, the next video is called Taken In. So it's the third video.
Yeah.
And it opens with Roy getting a phone call from Mike Rutherford. He's trying to pretend that he doesn't know who it is.
Oh, okay.
And it ends up...
And of course, there's a little more comedy.
Yeah.
Crazy characters.
Totally. It ends up at some rented house, and it ends with Mike Rutherford, whose car is broken down, and none of the band can fix it. Get the joke? They're not bad mechanics. They get a ride from this other family, and he says something like, not a bad way to make a living.
Oh,
Connecting all the videos together.
Yeah.
So there we go. Video where, well, it was an enjoyable experience.
It's fun, but it's terrible.
Yeah. There was another video for the 1996 version.
Oh, okay.
It was on the greatest hits for Mike and the Mechanics, so they re-recorded it. But we're so enamored with the new version that they've been putting that on other compilations.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, and to my ears, it's not better, but I imagine if you're the songwriter, there must have been something in there that Mike Rutherford didn't like. But on this version, you can hear a little bit better that opening that we talked about. Still don't know what he's saying. But there's a thing that Paul Young does. I don't know who produced it, but he says, I'm going to miss you for the rest of my life. And then he goes, like, no, you don't do that. You can't say life and then try to go backwards and do the I's. It was very troubling, and I didn't like it. Not one bit.
I can tell. You're really fired up about this.
Yeah. But in the video, Paul Carrack is actually playing the keys. And I'm like, well, at least they put him where he should be.
Yeah, where he belongs, right?
Yeah, so the other key guy is gone. But yeah, it's kind of sad, though, because Paul Young passes away 4 years later.
Yeah, in 2000, yeah.
If I ever catch up with you, I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you.
So the newer version with the newer video isn't terrible. There's a lot of remakes that were much worse than the original.
Yeah.
But it just was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, you got a top 10?
Yes. The song peaked at number 5 the week of June 7th, 1986. Top 10 that week on the Billboard Hot 100. A Different Corner, George Michael, number 10.
No clue what that song
No.
is. Okay.
No. Number 9, There'll Be Sad Songs to Make You Cry by Billy Ocean. I know all about that song.
Okay.
I love that song. Crush on You, The Jets, number 8.
I know a lot about that song.
Yeah. Do you know a lot about number 7, Something About You, level 42?
Yeah, that's an awesome song.
I don't remember that one.
As soon as I play this for you, Frank, you're going to know this.
Because there's something about you.
Okay, yeah. I know that song. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
So right.
Number 6, If You Leave, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. or
OMD, yeah.
Yep. Number 5, All I Need Is a Miracle, Mike and the Mechanics. Number 4, I Can't Wait, New Shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome song.
Yeah. Greatest Love of All, Whitney Houston, number 3.
And that's destined to become a number 1.
Mm-hmm. On My Own, Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald at 2.
On my own.
Such a great song. Oh, it's awesome. And number 1, Live to Tell by Madonna.
Oh, yeah, that's a great song.
That's a great top 10.
That's might be my favorite Madonna song.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I love Cherish, though, too. So I don't want to, jump back and forth here. We better move on.
I'm just glad that you got over your love of her song, Hanky Panky.
That was on the Dick Tracy soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I don't know about that song. That was a pretty good top 10.
Yeah.
They did just fine.
Yes, they did. Bill,
Yes.
what part of the song brings you the most joy?
I was thinking about it as we were going through and trying to figure out what it was that jumped out for me. But I think it's the I'm going to miss you for the rest of your life. And then I know where we're going.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into that chorus that I love. But I love the long life.
I like the same part.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily just the long life part,
Yeah.
but it's the way that Paul Young sings in that pre-chorus. And it's the second and third pre-chorus, the
Right.
I'm going to love you for the rest of your life. It takes from that verse and it builds up into that chorus. And that chorus is what everyone knows and loves and sings, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life. Boom. There we go.
Yeah. All that anticipation.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
awesome. Okay. I have a version of this song,
Okay.
and I want you to tell me who's singing it.
Almost Phil Collins.
I was really hoping you wouldn't guess it that early because I wanted to play like the whole thing for you, but that's Genesis, and Phil Collins did the song, which is pretty
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a tip of the hat to Mike Rutherford.
Yeah.
They all got on. It's kind of neat that Genesis stayed together. You have them doing their other songs.
Yeah,
as
their
well,
side projects, right? Yeah.
But they kept going. And the neat part as well about this song, because we brought it up before, while this was in the charts, you had Peter Gabriel with Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You had Genesis, I think, with Invisible Touch. You had Phil Collins with Take Me Home. There was a song by Steve Hackett's like supergroup that was in there. He was also in Genesis.
Yeah.
And then you had Howard Jones, No One Is to Blame, produced by Phil Collins. So you had like 6 songs in the top 40
Yeah.
that were all Genesis adjacent or within the Genesis universe.
Yeah. And going back to the whole side project thing, Mike Rutherford even said, we all loved being in Genesis. It's just we all kind of went and did our separate things, but we all eventually came back to Genesis because they loved being in the band together.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's such a great model that bands could continue to do this. We attempted this a few weeks ago, and it was difficult. I think you're just rusty. But this song is a perfect Hallmark movie.
Well, it's a very great montage song. I mentioned that
sure.
already, right?
Listen, the guy loses the girl in the city because he's a big city corporate jerk.
Okay, but he doesn't just physically lose her.
Yeah, he's got to catch her because she's gone back to the country.
But she's not lost, though.
No, but I'm open to that being part of the story.
Okay.
But yeah, because they're going to get lost in a cornfield.
Okay.
That's where they're going to.
Oh, yeah. And then it can be a sequel to The Village because you love that movie.
No, I don't know. No, it's going to be a sequel to Children of the Corn because I like that better than The Village. That's how much I hate The Village. But this one, I feel like it could be a thing where he's got to go back to the country to prove his love for his best girl that he didn't know was his best girl. And while he's out there, he's got to humble himself like repeatedly. It's going to have like a hog wrestling scene. Okay.
What do you think happens in the country, Bill?
Well, if the hog gets away, you got to wrestle him. Those things are vicious too.
I know.
Well, because Rick the Model Martell is going to be in the movie
Yeah.
because he's basically Paul Young, the singer,
Yes.
not the one from Every Time You Go Away.
No.
Although I'd be open to him being in it as well. Mike and the Mechanics are going to play, and Roy is going. Oh, Roy could be the guy. Nah, it's not going to make money, but Roy's going to be there
Okay.
from the video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the tough's going to be there asking for that money, but the guy's got to deal with him.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's going to try to take over the town for 500 pounds. That's my Hallmark movie. Now, I know I haven't ever watched a Hallmark movie, but I have given people Hallmark cards.
Yeah. So what's the resolution? Because there's always a resolution.
Okay, well, after wrestling the hog,
Yeah.
he's able to also deal with the 500-pound thing because the hog weighs 500 pounds. It's going to be kind of like a
Meta thing.
symbolic thing.
Yeah.
I think it ends with a karaoke singing of this song.
Oh, okay.
Or he just gets up on stage and sings this song to her
Yeah.
with Mike and the Mechanics in the
Yeah.
background.
Because he needs that miracle to win her back.
That's right. Paul Carrack will be on keyboards.
Yeah. I still don't think that he deserves her, though.
No one does. And that's the miracle.
That she doesn't go back to anyone.
No, what? Oh, come on, Frank. All right. We're just going to shift over here. Do you have a mixtape?
Yes.
Okay.
The theme of my mixtape is begging for a second chance.
Oh, heart needs a second chance.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
As has been my practice as of late, I have called this mixtape Crawling Back in Stereo.
Well, that's a pretty great title.
It's not bad. I'm going to start it with Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago,
Great song.
Separate Ways, Worlds Apart by Journey,
Oh, yeah.
Can't Live Without Your Love and
Love and
Affection
Affection.
by Nelson.
Oh, wow. You're hitting on some great episodes here, too.
I know, right? More Than Words by Extreme,
Mm-hmm.
and finishing it all off with On Bended Knee by Boys to Men.
Oh, yeah. How many songs was that?
That's 5.
Great. I love those 4 songs you just did.
I don't know why you hate Boyz II Men's emotional stuff so much.
I wanted them to bring Motown Philly more than they did. That was good. Now here's mine. I'm not going to give the title until you guess the theme of it. Okay? I think you'll get it pretty quick.
Is it songs from the Genesis universe?
That was my first plan. Okay. The first song is Gimme Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then my next one is Game of Love, Santana. Is that with Michelle? What's her name? Branch?
Obama?
No. I don't. Oh, never mind. Okay. Next, Think About Me, Fleetwood Mac. That's on the Tusk album.
Okay.
Love Comes Walking In, Van Halen. Was Not Was, Walk the Dinosaur. And finally, the Alan Parsons Project. I am the eye in the sky. Na 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 na. I can read your mind. All right, Frank, can you guess why I picked those bands?
Well, two of them had walking in it. Oh,
Yeah.
the bands.
Yes, it's about the bands. Okay, so it was
Spencer Davis Group.
Spencer Davis Group. Who sang on the lead vocal on that? That was
Steve Winwood. Yeah.
Was Not Was, Walk the Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Santana, I picked
Michelle
Game of Love.
Obama.
Fleetwood Mac,
Mm-hmm.
Van Halen, Alan Parsons. What is common about all those bands? They're all names of people.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
None of them sing.
Oh, okay.
So all the bands are named after someone in the band,
yeah.
but they're actually not the lead singers, which is very rare.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the title of my mixtape was Songs Named After Guys Who Are in the Band Who Don't Sing.
That's a very, very literal title.
It is, and they had dashes in every single one of those words.
Okay.
Okay.
All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a
Well, I hope you enjoyed our walk through All I Need Is a Miracle. I also hope you are as surprised as Frank that I didn't go all Genesis crazy on this, knowing that we would do about 15 or 16 more Genesis adjacent episodes.
You went a little bit Genesis crazy.
Yeah, but that's not crazy.
No, that's true. Yeah. And we want to thank you for joining us every single week and spending time with us, not necessarily in the Winchester, but we feel like you are here with us.
Yes. And I hope you recognize, because we've talked about this in previous episodes, my own love story, that you can mess things up. And the reason why things often work out in life is because miracles do exist. So I don't know what's going on in your life. All you might need is a miracle. But you know what? We're here for you.
Because all you need is Bill and Frank's Guilt-Free Pleasures.
miracle.